Prince Harry was warned risk to his life. Meghan Markle's and their families has increased exponentially since stepping down as a working royal family member. Richard J.H., a director of operations for Mobius International Security, argued that the risk is more severe in the UK because one cannot compare the police protection provided by the government with the private sector. He noted that private security in the UK is controlled by a security industry authority working for the Home Office. Mr. H told Royal, in terms of cost and his role, those arguments don't really balance well with the current situation. In terms of risk, there's an argument that the government says that now he is no longer a member of the royal family, his risk is now lowered. And I would actually argue, on the contrary, it has actually increased by virtue of the fact you have removed police protection from him. So his risk on the ground is increased exponentially in comparison. You can't, especially in the UK, you cannot make a comparison between a government provision close protection and that of a private sector. Mr. H continued, here in the UK, the private security industry is regulated by a security industry authority and they work on behalf of the Home Office, and for close protection in the private sector specifically they have imposed a certain level of licensing and training standards since 2006. Now anyone who wishes to conduct close protection in the private sector attends a 2-week course at the end of which they are handed a license, a UK government-recognised license to enable them to perform legally close protection on the ground in the UK. The course is unfit for purpose because not only is it UK remit only, so, therefore, there's no high-risk environment training whatsoever. The actual content and duration of the course is unfit for purpose. Prince Harry filed a judicial review against the Home Office after being denied permission to pay for himself and his family's security privately on their visit to the UK. During Prince Harry's visit to the UK in 2021, when his taxpayer-funded government security was compromised, his car was chased by paparazzi after he left a charity event. Prince Harry has argued that private protection in the US does not have jurisdiction or access to UK intelligence information that is needed to keep his family safe in the country. However, Prince Harry's current battle over a lack of police protection has been branded an excuse by a royal commentator to not return for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Harry is seeking a judicial review after expressing his security concerns for when his family, Meghan Markle, Archie, and Lilibet, return to Britain. Royal commentator Jonathan Sacerdoti said he did not understand why the couple are making such a fuss about it, as he questions it may be an excuse not to come back to the UK. He said, "It makes me wonder whether this might be an excuse not to come, which they could blame on the family rather than themselves. Because certainly their presence might be quite awkward in terms of stealing the pulpit from the Queen and celebrations, and perhaps this is one way they can avoid that." Mr. Sacerdoti continued to say the security row will allow the couple to blame the government and the royal family for potentially having to miss the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. He added, "I think also, it's once again a way in which they can blame the family, or Britain at least, for not providing what they think is the minimum standard of protection or service to them, rather than accepting what the police force themselves, or the royal family, or the government, might think is an appropriate level of security."